Here we go. Senate confirms Barrett to Supreme Court and adjourns until post-election sessions. There you have it. They did it last night. They went ahead and they brought her in and confirmed her. She won 52 to 48, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, 52 to 48. Let's just read about it. The Senate voted to confirm Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett with 52 Republican votes over the objections of Democrats, who say Barrett was nominated too close to the election and will shift the closely divided court far to the right. While Republicans rejoiced at Barrett's confirmation, some Democrats are now threatening to expand the high court with new liberal judges if they take over the majority in next week's election. The Senate, meanwhile, won't be back for legislative business until a post-election lame duck session, dashing any last-minute hope that Congress would pass a new round of coronavirus aid before November 3rd. The final tally for the confirmation vote was 52 to 48. Barrett, 48, will be sworn in at the White House later Monday and it will take place in time to hear a critical Supreme Court case that will decide whether Obamacare is legal without the now eliminated individual mandate, which to me, I mean, the individual mandate I think is ridiculous, because if someone can't afford healthcare at all, even Obamacare, I mean, it wasn't free, as people, I don't know why they think it was free, because it wasn't free. And if even worse, if you couldn't afford it, you were fined by not having it. So it was a ridiculous system. I think it's fantastic that they eliminated the individual mandate, and I couldn't believe that it was actually a thing in the first place. Democrats warned she'll provide the vote to end Obamacare, including the law's protections for those with pre-existing conditions. This whole argument, gosh, with pre-existing conditions, both sides are arguing with each other that we're going to protect pre-existing conditions. You're not going to do it, and they're both saying it and pointing to each other. It's that Superman meme or Spider-Man meme pointing. No, you, no, you, no, you. Everybody, they're pointing at each other, and it's like, gosh, you have to realize everyone wants the same thing. The American public wants that. Let's just agree that that's a thing, huh? Pre-existing conditions you can't like charge someone more because they have pre-existing conditions. Can we do that? Everyone wants it. Everybody, both sides of the aisle. Conversation over. Thank you. Moving on. They don't want to do that. They have to keep blaming the other to try to make it seem like, it's actually a thing. Barrett will fill a vacancy left by Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a liberal icon who died on September 18th and who Democrats hoped would have remained on the court until a potential win by Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden. Republicans were determined to usher Barrett onto the court by Election Day. However, Barrett was the top pick among conservatives and many Republicans on Capitol Hill to fill the vacancy left by Ginsburg, in part because of her anti-abortion stance and adherence to originalism, which calls for interpreting the Constitution as originally written. Judge Amy Coney Barrett is as impressive as they come, Senator John Cornyn, a Texas Republican, said. A widely praised legal scholar, Barrett said she models her judicial philosophy after the late Justice Antonin Scalia, one of the most conservative judges to sit on the court. She was confirmed by the Senate in 2017 to serve on the Circuit Court of Appeals. Her swift confirmation ran into a few hurdles, despite the staunch opposition from Democrats, because Republicans controlled the majority. Thanks to changes both parties approved in the last decade, judicial nominees require only a simple majority to win confirmation instead of the typical 60 votes required in the past. Barrett breezed through 3 days of confirmation hearings earlier this month in the Judiciary Committee and won high praise from Republicans for deftly navigating without any notes, answering tough questions, and countering attempts by Democrats to force her to reveal how she would rule on key issues such as healthcare and abortion access. The Senate remained in session all weekend, including overnight Sunday, to finish the required 30 hours of debate ahead of Monday's vote. Democrats made the case the Senate should have postponed consideration of a nominee until the election was over and the next president was sworn into office. Republicans in 2016 refused to take up Merrick Garland, President Obama's nominee, to replace Scalia 9 months before the 2018 election. It is 1 week before an election. We are here all night ramming through a Supreme Court nominee in record time simply because you can. Senator Chris Murphy, a Connecticut Democrat, said during a speech he delivered in the middle of the night on the Senate floor and aimed at the GOP. Not because it's good for the country, just because you can. Hold on. I just want to say there. Now, they were using... The Democrats are the ones that made this rule that you don't need to have the 60 votes. You just need the majority. So they were using the rules set into place, it's said by both parties over the past decade. It's funny how they leave that out. Although this is the Washington Examiner, it tends to be fairly center. I think it leans a little right. But there's nothing... I don't think there was anything wrong with what was going on. Every single person out there can recognize that this election is probably going to be one of the most debated / fraudulent. Like, everybody's saying there's going to be fraud. Everyone's saying this side's going to cheat. This side's going to cheat. It's going to go to the Supreme Court. It happened in 2000. The Supreme Court said, nope, we're done. George Bush won. And they stopped the Florida votes because it was going on, and they were like, well, maybe these votes are fraudulent. We don't know. Whatever. Let's recount. Actually, no, we're done. Okay, that's it. So if there is a contested election, which we all think there is going to be a contested election, guess where it goes? The Supreme Court. So we have to have every single person on the Supreme Court vote, and that's why there's an odd number, and they replaced the seat. It's been that way for 150 years. They don't need to put more in there. Look, every time they say, well, we're going to pack the court if we win, what's stopping the Republicans from stacking the court, as you say? Wouldn't you, it's setting a precedence that I don't think they're really thinking through. They're just like blindly using their emotions to spout out what they're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. It's like, whoa. You are not thinking this through. It's the same thing with the civil rights bill in California that they're trying to repeal. It's ridiculous. They're not thinking it through. For the few racists out there, or for the few people that are just whoever they hate, doesn't matter. They're opening the door for both sides, for the a-holes that actually want to abuse it because they are racist. Same thing here. They think that they're screaming out, well, we're going to pack the court. What's stopping the Republicans from packing the court, and doing that? Wouldn't you get upset, Democrats? I have a feeling the Democrats would start screeching if that was the case. They would definitely start screeching if the Republicans are like, fine, we'll pack the court. Whoa. Packing the court is definitely not okay. It's like, make up your mind, okay? There's a system in place. Mitch McConnell said it. Look, your feelings we don't make policy from feelings. We make policy from facts, all right? And this is what we need. We have the majority. And the president picked someone that we all agreed with because we have the majority. Talking about the Republicans right now in the Senate. That's how it works. Look, if you wanted to do it back in 2018, you didn't have the majority. You couldn't have made it work, before, President Obama's nominee. Okay, well, you didn't have the appropriate amount of senators to pass the nomination. Well, the Republicans did, and that's why they did it. This guy says, you did it because you can. Right here, this guy. Chris Murphy said it. It's like, yeah, they did it because they can. And for the good of the country. He said not because it's good for the country. Well, listen here. It's not just because it's good for the country. It's also because they can. You're missing that. All right? Stop being blind to the things that you don't want to recognize or at least acknowledge. It happened, all right? Because they can. Jeez, here is a picture of A.B. Coney Barrett being nominated or being sworn in front of the White House last night. And I snagged it. I just kind of posted it up there. Of course, someone says, happy birthday, Hillary Clinton. Oh, that's funny. I got some funny people that follow me on Twitter. But here's something that I found really funny. Amy Coney Barrett supporters turned the tables on anti-ACB protesters dressed as handmaids. Jeez. The trolling on the right, I hate saying right and left because it just doesn't make sense, because everybody has their own definition of what the right is and what the left is. So I'll just say the supporters, all right, supporters of the newly minted Supreme Court, Justice Amy Coney Barrett, trolled Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer by mocking the costumed anti-ACB protesters as Schumer's handmaids. A distraught Schumer slammed the Barrett confirmation by saying it will all go down as one of the darkest days in the 231-year history of the United States Senate. Despite Chuck's usual hysterics, Barrett was sworn in at the White House after the GOP-controlled Senate voted 52-48 to confirm her. Town Hall Julio Rosas tweeted, "People with Young America's Foundation are trolling the anti-ACB handmaids at Supreme Court by holding up signs that read Schumer's handmaids." Do I have a picture? Oh, I am super bummed. I thought there was a picture. I'm sorry, there isn't. That is such a bummer. I'm just trying to search for a picture real quick. I thought there was a picture. No, it's so funny. You know what? Maybe they removed it. Actually, I think that might have been the case. They might have gotten rid of it. Because I saw, when I first found this article, there was a picture of them, with the handmaid tale, dress, the basic dress with the white, I don't know what this thing is called, the sunbonnet hat. I don't know. But it was funny. Oh, that's a shame. I wanted you guys to see that. Well, either way, it's hilarious. And guess what? Just like all the, he's not my president. Well, he is your president. He is the president of the United States. And this is kind of what we're seeing again, a little bit lessened, obviously. But yeah, she's on the Supreme Court. She's officially part of SCOTUS. Deal with it. She is your justice. Sorry. Not sorry? I'm not sorry. Who am I kidding? I'm going to spin the UFO for y'all. This is for the anti-ACB protesters. What do they call themselves again? Yeah, Schumer's handmaids. Funny stuff.